Welcome to your Madden NFL 25 franchise highlights, brought to you by the Arethius Sports Network. We're into Week 3 of the 2024 season, and the Boston Knights have started off 2-0, looking to keep their winning ways going. Week 3 would see them visit the Hartford Druids for their first divisional matchup of the season. Started the second quarter with Hartford leading by 3. Kirk Cousins would hit Dalton Schultz for a 12-yard touchdown pass to give the Knights the lead. Later in the second, the Druids have it inside the 10. Jaden Daniels takes the snap, and he finds Luke McCaffrey for the score to put the Druids back out on top, 10-7. A Justin Tucker field goal tied it at 10 going into the half, but right at the start of the third quarter, Hartford wasted no time in breaking the tie. Daniels connects with Kadarius Toney for a 66-yard touchdown, and the Druids were back up by 7. Midway through the third, Cousins was intercepted by Asante Samuel Jr., who would take it to the house to make it 24-10 in favor of Hartford. On the very next play from scrimmage, Cousins takes the snap, throws, and he is picked off again. This time it's Minkah Fitzpatrick, and he would run it all the way back. Back-to-back interception returns for touchdowns. The next night's drive, Cousins trying to right the ship, looking, and he finds Schultz down the middle again for a 25-yard touchdown pass, and it's now 31-7 in favor of the Druids. Each team would add a field goal. We move ahead to late in the fourth quarter. Cousins tosses one over the top to Tyreek Hill for a 66-yard touchdown to cut the lead down to 7. On the ensuing kickoff, and if we're showing a kickoff highlight, it can mean only one of two things. Either it's going back for a touchdown, or it's a fumble. Toney coughs up the ball. It's picked up by Blake Lynch, who would take it down to the 16-yard line. 4th and 10 now with under 2 minutes to go. Cousins looks, throws a strike to Tyreek Hill in the back of the end zone, and we're all tied at 34 and headed to overtime. Hartford would win the toss, and Boston Scott takes it, and he has a big return to the 39-yard line to set the Druids up. First play of the drive, Daniels looks and hits Toney to get the ball into Knight territory. Next play, Blake Corum picks up 11 yards on the ground. 2 plays later, Daniels, looking again, finds Tyler Higbee to get into the red zone. 3rd and 7, Daniels connects with Sterling Shepard, but he goes out a yard short of the first down. Hartford elects to go for it on 4th down, handoff to Roschon Johnson, who appears to be stopped, but he's able to escape outside for the first down. 1st and goal, Daniels drops back, avoids the blitz, hooks up with Toney for the game-winning touchdown as the Knights suffer their first loss of the season. The final score, 40-34 in overtime. Both teams now sitting at 2-1 on the season. Kirk Cousins had 496 passing yards and 4 touchdowns, but also threw 5 interceptions. Christian McCaffrey held in check for the first time this season, only 37 yards on the ground. Tyreek Hill had another big game with 8 catches for 173 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also on the receiving side for the Knights, Dalton Schultz had 103 yards and 2 touchdowns. Braxton Berrios had 10 catches for 109 yards. And Cavante Turpin also had 100 yards receiving. For Hartford, Jaden Daniels had 354 yards and 3 touchdowns with 2 interceptions. Blake Corum picked up 118 yards on the ground. And Kadarius Toney, 8 catches, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. Asante Samuel Jr. counted for 3 of the interceptions of Kirk Cousins, 1 returned for a touchdown. Taking a look at the AFC East standings now after 3 weeks, we have a 3-way tie in the division as Boston, New York, and Hartford are all 2-1. Pittsburgh was also able to pick up their first win of the season, and they're only a game behind at 1-2. Next week, Boston will be traveling to Seattle to take on the Snowhounds. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Madden NFL 25 franchise highlights. We'll catch you for week number 4.